Is it possible to beat Minecraft on a pig? A question literally no one has ever asked. It's a lot harder than it sounds though. It's nearly impossible to avoid any damage, you move very slowly, and you can't even move without a pig controller. And if that's not enough, if my pig dies during the challenge, I lose. So can we beat the entire game while we are on a pig? Let's find out. The first thing I did was pull out my pig controller and move towards a tree. I immediately realized that breaking stuff on a pig is painfully slow. After finally getting enough wood for a pickaxe, I dug down for stone. Once I had my stone tools, I headed towards a village that I saw in the distance. On the way there, I found some cows, so I decided to get some beef. Also, random pigs follow me, so that's cool. I finally made it to the village and it was turning night. I decided to ignore the blacksmith and looked for a bed instead. I found a house with a bed, but apparently pigs can't walk through doors. So, I removed the door, and unfortunately I had to ditch my pig to sleep in the bed. Once I woke up, I got back on my pig and headed towards the blacksmith. I got some decent stuff from the blacksmith, and I used the furnaces to cook some food. While I was admiring this cool hat, a creeper walked up to me. I realized that fighting a creeper on a pig was going to be impossible, because I'm too slow to get distance on the creeper, and I can't hit it without either standing still or walking towards it. I decided the best possible option was to run from the creeper until it got close enough to explode. I collected my stuff and then looked for iron since I probably need armor with how hard it is to avoid damage. I found a cave but saw a couple of creepers, so I decided to stay away from that. While looking for a cave, I also started an army of pigs. Once I found a cave good enough, I mined a bunch of iron. I smelted the iron and I had enough for full iron armor, a shield, and flint and steel. After leaving the cave, I had a crazy fight with a skeleton. The next thing I needed to do was get to the nether. I started to look for a lava pool so I could make the portal. While searching for lava, my carrot on a stick ended up breaking. I had no idea this could even happen, so I used magic and got another one. Eventually, I gave up looking for lava on the surface because pigs walk way too slow, and I looked for a cave instead. Going into a cave was also a bad idea because there were a lot of mobs. Luckily, the creeper blew up all the other mobs and I was able to find a lava pool. This could be the first nether portal ever created while riding a pig. Once the portal finished, I ran into another problem. Apparently pigs can't go through nether portal. So, I went through the portal without my pig. Once I was in the nether, I did some gaming to get a new pig. The nether is probably the most difficult part of the game when you're on a pig. You walk at 0.1 miles per hour and can't jump, so traversing the nether is really hard. Also, you can't just sleep to avoid mobs in the nether, and these mobs are a lot harder to kill. In order to survive in the nether, I had to stay as far away from mobs as possible, and stay in the areas that are easy for a pig to move around in. Immediately, I was met with the most annoying fight of all time. After killing this piglin, I decided I should look for a bastion. I needed to find a bastion first because I will have no chance against blazes without fire resistance. After a lot of traveling, I ended up finding the nether fortress first. I avoided mobs as best as possible and looted all of the chests. After that, I started to look for a bastion again. Finally, I was able to find a bastion. I made my way to the bastion and then mined all of the gold blocks, making sure the piglins didn't see me. After that, I used the gold to trade with the piglins. Once I had everything I needed, I ran back to where I found the nether fortress. I made it back to the fortress and headed to the blaze spawner. I splashed my fire resistance and killed blazes until I had enough blaze rods. I made sure to get 7 blaze rods just in case I got unlucky with eyes breaking. Now, it was time to go back to my portal, which I screenshotted the coords to earlier. When I made it back to the portal, I said goodbye to my nether pig and went back through the portal. When I came through, I climbed out of a cave and spent a painful amount of time staircasing up to the surface. I almost died while staircasing, so that was cool. Once I was on the surface, I made my Eye of Enders and threw the first eye. The eye broke, and after that, I began my journey to the stronghold. Also, if you have made it this far in the video, consider subscribing. After a decent amount of traveling, I threw an eye and it went behind me. So, I turned around and threw another eye and I was in the chunk of the stronghold. I tried to find a cave so I wouldn't have to dig down, but unfortunately I ended up digging. This was the worst stronghold I have ever seen and I spent forever looking for the portal room. Also, I found that silverfish are actually really annoying when you're on a pig. Finally, I found the portal room. I filled in the portal and covered the lava under the portal just in case the pig couldn't go through again. And, as I expected, the pig was not able to go through to the end. So, I went through the portal and did some more gaming and I had a pig again. Once I was in the end, I decided the best way to fight the dragon would be by using a bow. Beds would be faster, but I didn't want to risk the pig dying from the explosions. So, I made a bow, I ended up breaking all of the towers, and after that I bowed down the dragon. After the dragon was slain, I entered the portal and my pig couldn't go through again. So, I left my pig in the end and I entered the portal. Once I made it back to the overworld, my pig somehow managed to come back through with me, and that was all. I had successfully beat Minecraft while riding on a pig.